Every country has its moment. It's time to shine.
When the universe conspires, planets align.
Scotland invites you, our stage is set.
For one brilliant year we'll never forget.
A homecoming to celebrate all that we are. Countless events, parties near and far.
We welcome the world to come and to share, so you too can say, yes, I was there.
Welcome back to the International Hockey Centre here at Glasgow Green in Glasgow in Scotland. It is the climax, the final match of the final day of this FIH Women's Champions Challenge 1, brought to you live and exclusive by Scottish Hockey on FIH TV. The final ahead of us is Ireland against the United States. And what a fantastic match of hockey we have ahead of us, and what a fantastic day of hockey we have behind us already. Let's take a look at the results from earlier today. The day started, and it seems so long ago now, but the day started about 10:30 this morning here in the UK with the 7th-8th playoff. Scotland defeating India by 4-3. That was followed by the 5th-6th playoff. Korea squirming past Belgium on the penalty shootout 2-1, and then the match just completed for the bronze medal. South Africa defeating Spain by 1-0. So the match ahead of us, we have much to look forward to. We've seen some great performances from these teams over the course of this Champions Challenge. We can see the captains down there on pitch side. The Irish team and US captain Laura Crandall just preparing themselves for the introduction of the players. And it's a timely reminder that I should introduce our commentators for today. Neil Sturrock and Rona Simpson back with us. It's been a long day for you guys, but I'm delighted that you're here with us for the final game. We're talking about the route to the final for these two teams, and you know, it's been an up and down one for both teams, but both have shown great determination. Both have shown great fortitude and mental strength to get here. And just remind us, Rona, what it's taken for these teams to be here today.
Yeah, we can see there the route to the final. Ireland, they have had a bit of a roller coaster, drawing 2-0 with South Africa and Spain in the section, losing 3-0 to the States, then beating Korea 2-1 in the crossover and South Africa 2-1 in the semi. So they won that all-crucial match. They actually finished last in their pool, but that goes for nothing in the format of this tournament. So Ireland certainly, probably surprise team of this final, but then they've got to keep playing. They have shown that character throughout the tournament, and they deserve their place in the final. And we can see USA, slightly more conventional route. They beat Spain 3-1. They lost 1-2 to South Africa, beat Ireland 3-0 in the section. A closer encounter with India, 1-0 in the crossover, and 3-1 against Spain in the semi. So it's going to be an interesting game, Jack.
I've given up looking for surprises in this tournament, Rona. I don't think it's worth my time trying to second guess what's going to happen in any of these individual matches. Neil, great that you can join us again for this final game. The USA, as we saw there from the route to the final, had that slip up early on, but since then have just looked absolutely rock solid, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Craig Parnham's doing a fantastic job with them. They look highly tuned athletes. I think most of the American athletes come from their collegiate program, and so they're young, athletic individuals. Craig's done really well with them to put a technical base on it. They've got an assistant coach who's Dutch, and so the European influence is quite obvious in what they're doing. But yeah, even in their warm-up, the high intensity is absolutely first class. They're hitting the ball very hard at their keepers. They're hitting the passes very hard. So they're going to really attack this game from the very start. I think the final and the playoffs showed that this 1 to 4 crossover, that if you have one section that's slightly stronger than the other, you can actually have all 4 teams get through the semi-final.
Yes, indeed. The American team there on your screens as we await the introduction of the players, who will be introduced as if this venue couldn't get any noisier, Rona, by a pipe band.
Absolutely.
And we can see the teams getting ready there. We're being deafened at the moment by this dramatic entrance music that Vinnie Bryson's chosen for us here at the venue. I can now reveal to everybody that is in fact or part of the score from Star Wars The Phantom Menace, Star Wars Part 1 The Phantom Menace. Reliably informed it's virtually the only part of the movie worth tuning in for. But here on Star Wars Day, Vinnie's giving us a treat. I don't know if the pipe band are going to play the Star Wars theme tune now. I doubt it, but let's listen to them just for a couple of minutes, Rona, before the national anthems.
Yeah, certainly creating a great buzz and atmosphere here before this final match.
It's like a sort of New York St. Patrick's Day parade, isn't it?
It certainly is, and there's a great crowd in, and they will get behind both teams, I'm sure, and it's going to be certainly a great spectacle to finish what's been an entertaining tournament so far. I
think if the ball boys and boy girls were bedecked in the colours of the NYPD and the New York Fire Department, I think that would probably just finish off this picture for us right now. Anyway, it is a fantastic scene and great to see the players enter in that way. It really makes a spectacle of this final here in Glasgow. And a super reception for the players as well. Big Irish contingent, Rona, throughout the week.
There certainly has, and when I found out Ireland were in the final, I thought I wouldn't be surprised if there's more appear out the woodwork today. They will certainly be looking forward to this encounter. And as you say, there's been a number of surprises. It is hard to second guess what is actually just going to unfold in front of us in a few minutes' time.
So the players will be introduced to us shortly. I think, to be honest, we'll just dip that down for the time being and talk a little bit more about the other team in this final, Neil, the Irish. And they're the underdogs coming into this final, but they've shown such tenacity and such fight, and it's epitomised by players like Emma Smith and Shirley McKay in particular, who just has this unquenchable thirst to get into the nitty-gritty of games and drag absolutely the best out of her and her teammates. She's irrepressible.
No, absolutely, and I think the Irish team have now got a coach from New Zealand, and what they're going to bring to it. The Irish always had that intensity and the work ethic and everything, and to bring in a coach from the Southern Hemisphere just sometimes gives that little bit more to what your national characteristics have, and so to bring in just a slightly different way of playing. When the Scotland men had Neil Hogwood, the current Indian women's coach, with them, it changed a lot of what they were doing. They became a lot more attacking focused, and they were thinking about areas of getting the ball into to really attack the other team. It's now about a one-off game, isn't it? So you've got two players, or two teams of 18 players, and anything can happen. From the results, you would expect the Americans to win this, but you never write the Irish off.
No, you never write them off. And the few teams in the course of this tournament that have learned that. I mean, I've obviously spoken about that. We spoke about the national character of the Irish and the spirit of players like Megan Fraser, the captain, and Shirley McKay. But I've noticed also up front players like Anna O'Flanagan. They showed real moments of skill, real moments of flair going forward in the ball, and they've been really direct in their approach.
Yeah, I mean, the Irish are not shy. They'll be confident in their own ability.
I'll just interrupt you there. Sorry, Ronan, we'll come back to that. Ireland's call starts us off.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a final round. There are no drills planned. Please evacuate the main stand by proceeding slowly to the opposite end of the pitch, thoroughly is not a plan drill.
First prop. Huh?
Please continue to the opposite end of the field towards the main stand. With 5 muster points. I'll signal.
So, rather unexpectedly, we welcome you back to the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow, where we are about to resume following an unexpected fire alarm. Not the first, I have to say, of the last 10 days, but hopefully the last. We're awaiting instruction on when the game will resume, but naturally we're going to give the players the opportunity to warm up again, and then we'll go through the national anthems, which were so rudely interrupted before. So Rona and Neil have retaken their positions here in the commentary position. And we knew the final was going to be dramatic. We didn't expect the drama to start before the final, though, did we?
We didn't quite expect that, Jack, though, certainly not. And it's now quite a difficult period for the players. They were all ready to go, motivated, final preparations to their match, game plan. But that was interrupted, as you said. So, to be fair, they won't really want to prolong proceedings too long here. They'll be keen to get things back underway, but it's just that balance of making sure that they get time to switch back on, get physically ready again, and hopefully it won't take us too long to get proceedings underway.
Well, I'm reliably informed by an inside source here at the International Hockey Centre that it was in fact steam from one of the showers escaping from the changing rooms that's caused a smoke alarm to trip, and Strathclyde's finest were out in force, and all they found were a couple of rooms of half-dressed Spanish and South African hockey players. I'm sure it was a chore for them.
I can imagine so, but yeah, it's something obviously that will need to be rectified for future events.
Indeed. Iron out the kinks before the Commonwealth Games comes to Glasgow in July. Anything is a learning point, of course, at this point. So let's take this opportunity just to introduce you to the two squads. We'll start with Ireland. And there's the squad that's travelled to Scotland, and the starting lineup today. Number 1, the goalkeeper, Emma Gray. Number 5, Cliona Sargent. Number 6, Emma Smith. Number 8, Nicola Evans. Number 10, Shirley McKay. Number 11, Megan Fraser, the captain. Number 18, Audrey O'Flynn. Number 20, Chloe Watkins. Number 22, Nicola Daly. Number 24, Catherine Mullen. And number 26, Anna O'Flanagan. And turning our attention very quickly to the US, as we're anticipating the warm-up ending in just a couple of minutes' time. Your starting lineup today for the United States: number 5, Melissa Gonzalez. Number 8, Rachel Dawson. Number 12, Julia Reinprecht. Number 14, Katie Reinprecht. Number 16, Katie O'Donnell. Number 18, Michelle Cassold. Number 19, Caroline Nichols. Number 23, Caitlin Falgowski. Number 24, Kathleen Sharkey. Their captain, number 27, Laura Crandall. And in goals, number 31, Jackie Kintzer. And our referees today, Caroline De La Fuente from Argentina and Fanike Alkamadi from the Netherlands. And apologies to our umpires if my pronunciation has let me down in either case there. So those are the two starting lineups, and the teams still just warming up as the umpires below get their final instructions from the technical delegates as to when we're going to start. The US going into a huddle there on the far side. We can just come in on that. Caroline Nichols enjoying a bit of Neil Diamond in the background, Rona.
Absolutely.
It's good to see their spirits haven't been dampened.
No, they certainly haven't, and they look pretty relaxed going into this final. They, of course, will be the favourites for this match, and yeah, just joining in a little bit with the singing, and we can see the Irish crowd here with us. A big crowd for this final match. I'm quite sure there has been a few more latecomers come over from Ireland just for this match, and I'm quite sure the players will get the crowd behind them in this final game.
Yep, the Americans go into the huddle. just a chance to remind you also at home that if you have an opinion on this match, on any other match, on fire alarms, maybe you've got a funny story from a hockey match with a fire alarm, well, you can tweet us at FIH_hockey, hashtag CC1, and we'd be delighted to hear from you. Believe we are going to forego with the national anthems, which seems a shame on such a fantastic occasion. 2 fantastic anthems as well, but we're in the interests of getting the show on the road. The US are going to get us underway, going from right to left. The Irish bench organises itself. The US get us underway, and your match commentators are...
Thank you very much, Jack. Yep,
Rona
the match.
And your match commentator is Rona Simpson. Apologies, Rona.
Sorry, Jack, no problem. It is underway now at Glasgow Green, the final of the Women's Champions Challenge. Ireland versus United States, and both teams obviously want to go home from this tournament with that gold medal, and all to play for in this final match. Neil, it's been probably a journey of 2 contrasts coming into this for both teams, but it's final time. What can we expect?
Well, I think the start's going to be really important, and the fire alarm is not going to do anybody any help. The players, although they got a 5-minute warm-up, it's now a wee bit of a nervy time. The Irish have started quite well with some good composure, seeing the space, and they've obviously got some key areas that they're trying to put the ball into, and they're trying to get into the Americans right from the start. Really aggressive in what they do.
They certainly are. They have shown that great fighting spirit all the way through this tournament. That is why they are in this final. They always play with that passion, that belief, and they will need that again in today's final. They certainly have started well. Ireland have a free hit outside the American circle, and they bring it all the way back to try and create a different angle. But O'Flynn driving into that right-hand pocket. Out they come again, reverse stick hit into the circle, and you can hear from the noise of the crowd. Delighted with this start that Ireland has made. They have their first penalty corner inside the opening few minutes of this half, and if Ireland can convert this, Neil, you can see the replay here.
Yeah, it's a good ball into the circle, touched by the Irish forward, goes onto the foot of the American defender. It gives them a good start for the game. 3 minutes into it, they've got the first opportunity. Americans showing a 3-1, and we'll just see what the Irish do with the first one.
So certainly a different option there, and Megan Fraser with a great opportunity. The Americans do not like that decision, but the umpire gives the goal, and we haven't seen that option, Neil, in the tournament so far, but the umpire, a little bit of confusion. There's a little bit of confusion before the game with the fire alarm. There's a little bit more confusion now. The umpire has signalled for the goal. The Americans, they tried to take the ball early, and we can see here from the replay, Neil, exactly
the ball comes
what
out,
happened.
great leave, goes the ball outside. It means if it goes outside, they can hit it any height. Going past the post, but the Irish do good deflection. So I think the American complaint was that the ball was above backboard height, but it wasn't any longer a penalty corner because the ball had gone outside.
So what a start to this final. Ireland, we could say luck of the Irish, but they certainly have taken the game to the Americans in these opening minutes, and if anything's to go by from the start of the game, Neil, who knows what's going to happen by the end?
Absolutely. First game we've had a goal in the first half, though.
So it'll be interesting to see also if that has upset the Americans. It is going to be testing times, interesting times over the next couple of minutes. But Ireland take an early lead in this final within the first few minutes, the first penalty corner of the game. Certainly a different option, but they execute it, and Ireland lead USA 1-0.
Yes, I'm not sure the shot went exactly where she was looking for. I thought they created a lot of good space for it, totally different option, and I thought the forward at the post did really well to deflect it in.
Absolutely, but here come the USA. A great aerial ball by Crandall, the American captain. Forward, but the Irish defend, standing firm. And you can hear the crowd, Neil, every tackle the Irish make, every pass they make, the crowd urging them on.
Absolutely, it's almost like a home game for the Irish, isn't it?
So, it has been an entertaining day so far. This has certainly not disappointed us within the first 5 minutes of the final, and I'm quite sure we are going to be in for some more entertaining hockey. The ball aerialed forward there by Nichols, number 19 for America, but into a dangerous area. So O'Donnell this time penalised, and Ireland with a hit out.
Yeah, I'm interested a wee bit with that one, because I thought that it was the American player who was under the ball at the start, and the Irish player came and then encroached, was given the other way, but America attacking again.
Yep, here they come, this time through number 18, Cassold, Michelle Cassold. She's still battling on, but a great tackle there by the Irish captain, just to nudge the ball out of Cassold's reach. And Ireland break again, a great diagonal ball from back to front, and Ireland certainly got a spring in their step at the moment, Neil.
Yes, American don't seem to have got their setup absolutely right yet to stop the Irish getting the ball out of the defence. They've got the possession, they've got the build-up play just now.
Oh, a mistake there, however, from the Irish, forces the Americans an opportunity to break now up the pitch. Gonzalez sprinting onto the sideline ball. Ireland defending in their 22. But again, Megan Fraser, she has made a really strong start to this game, Neil.
Yeah, it's very good. Takes the foul, settles the play down, steps back off the ball to allow her colleague to give her the ball round the back, open up the left-hand side.
Absolutely, so Ireland have made a dream start to this final. They lead the USA 1-0. But certainly the USA will not stop competing. They will fight to the death, and I'm quite sure before the end of this match we will see a lot more goal opportunities. So as Ireland break out their own defensive quarter, they don't, however, have any players high up the pitch, and a Flanagan there just dispossessed. No release pass for her because Ireland defending deep. Reverse stick cross from the left-hand side by number 10 there, Jill Wittmer for USA, but it's too high. So Ireland, again, the opportunity to work the ball out the back. USA, Neil, here really stepping up, putting a bit of a heavy press on the Irish at the back.
And you're starting to see the Americans make a number of connections in the midfield area, but that's just a fantastic drive through by the Irish captain. Opened up the game.
Yeah, she really has started strongly. Some lovely individual skill. Again, a hard ball in. Still there for Ireland. Could they capitalise, but tried to do the right thing, but just fell to one of the American players.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. She had about two players of her own to cut the ball back to, but couldn't find either of them all the way in there. Good save by the keeper, straight to the Irish forward. She pulled it back, but it was behind the two supporting forwards, and USA were able to clear it.
So Rachel Dawson for USA. She's been influential in their tournament so far, and now they'll be looking to the experienced players of the USA team to just settle things down, get themselves back into this game, and USA will still be fairly confident at this moment in time and get themselves back into the game.
Yeah, they just need to make sure that they don't let the Irish get another one. wee bit end-to-end stuff, and I think the Americans would rather have a bit more control and make sure the Irish had to play the ball in their own 25.
So Daly here for Ireland, trying to twist and turn, but the ball goes over the sideline. So USA with Nichols over the ball, having to work the ball deep out their own defensive quarter. They don't quite make that connection, so Daly again for Ireland. But a loose pass from her allows the Americans to bring the ball back out. They're trying to increase the tempo of the game. Batiste trying to take things quickly, but the umpire decides, can I have the ball on the line, please, where it should be. All the way round the back it goes. A long ball back to front there from the States, but the forwards not quite anticipating that, Neil.
Yeah, the Americans have set up with a 3-2-3-2 at the moment, with 3 in midfield, and these long balls down the outside really makes it important that the forwards lead early to pick that ball up.
So it is certainly noisy here at the Hockey Centre. Craig Parnham, the USA coach, watching on pensively. He will be disappointed with the start that they have made, but here they come with an opportunity. A great reverse stick shot by the number 10. It breaks for Ireland kindly. Keeper makes a good save at quite a comfortable level, but a good shot from the American forward, Wittner, but comfortable save for the Irish keeper. So here come the USA again. They're now enjoying a good bit of pressure. Ireland having to fend like their lives depend on it, and a great tackle, and that has been a feature of the Irish game throughout the tournament, Neil.
Yeah, absolutely. Very strong in defence. This is the ball coming out, and they're knocking the ball around the back quite well. I think the Americans have to move it round rather than going one-on-one on them, but they're beginning to pick up more from the Irish outlet passes.
They are, and another break into the Irish circle, but the umpire waves play on. She didn't see any infringement there, so Ireland now break into the USA half. They don't have a huge amount of support, a little bit too much physical contact, and the umpire blows for an American free hit. So substitutions being made, trying to make sure that the level of intensity is maintained throughout this game, and USA really now pushing hard, trying to step up the pace, Neil.
Yeah, they're managing to find their passing patterns from the back three now into their midfield players, and then back out to the wide three, and so they're starting to find passing patterns. They just need to get some outcomes in the 23.
Another wave of American attack stopped by the Irish back line, so they get an opportunity to work it back out from deep. Audrey O'Flynn there is trying to get the ball forward to Catherine Mullen. She has been a big player for Ireland over this tournament up front, working very hard for the team. So back it goes all the way back to Crandall, the USA captain. And the space now really opening up through the midfield. And Ireland steal it back. A chance now for them to counter-attack. Working hard, up and back. And they just need to make sure they're tidy here at the back, Ireland, and don't allow the States any cheap turnovers. And they've just done that. Gonzalez now breaking in. It is the Irish captain, Megan Fraser, who mops up, but Ireland just need to make sure they keep their concentration.
Yeah, absolutely. Under a little bit of pressure there right back when she came on, but again, I think Craig Parnham would have been disappointed with the outcome as they got towards the circle. Americans trying to put the Irish under a wee bit of pressure with their outlet passes and pick the ball up in the midfield area.
Yeah, when we've seen the Americans throughout the tournament, they are in full-time training now, Neil, and they are a very fit side, so I would expect them to be able to maintain this physical element right through the whole match.
Yes, and as they're moving towards the World Cup, the length of time that they've been in training, this is the kind of thing that the Irish, again, giving the ball away there because they're just beginning to find pressure and getting the outlet passes.
So here come USA through Gonzalez once more. Some nice individual skill, trying to find that opening and that opportunity into the Irish circle. So Nichols just clearing a bit of space for Gonzalez. She decides not to use her on that occasion. And Ireland can breathe a sigh of relief again as the ball just rolls over their baseline. But look at the press that USA are putting on here, Neil, really making life difficult as possible for the Irish backline.
Yes, but the one thing that the self-pass has allowed is now that the person taking the 16 sweeper or whoever can then take the self-pass and actually create a 2-on-1 in that middle area. And with the Irish captain as confident as she is in that sort of situation on the ball, actually the Americans aren't getting as much out of the press as they would have hoped.
Nope, so here come Ireland again. Smith trying to eliminate on the right-hand side, but it's broken for the Americans. Forward it goes to Katie O'Donnell. She's been a key player for them, but she can't quite connect with Batiste, who fouls. The Irish take it quickly, however, and Anna Flanagan can't pick that up. So Nichols once again in possession for the United States. Familiar pass back to her captain, Lauren Crandall, and she'll be certainly driving her team forward. They know how important this game is, and at the moment they'll possibly be a little bit shell-shocked. They wouldn't have expected to concede such an early goal, but that is the difference between the teams at the moment. Ireland lead 1-0 in this final match, the final of the Women's Champions Challenge 1, and Katie O'Donnell now trying to make inroads into the Irish circle. Umpire decides that shielding the ball, and one of the Irish players have gone down, so the clock is stopped. He's going to just need a couple of seconds to get herself back.
As O'Donnell goes down, she drives all the way down here, but it's when she turns around and spins, she spins into the player and just catches her with her stick in the chest.
So umpire signals to restart the game, and Ireland again having to work hard to find a channel to play that ball forward. They turn it over, and USA really trying to build the pressure. Oh, a little bit of argy-bargy there off the ball between Meek and O'Donnell, but they both, they both carry on. It will be a physical contest. It will get more physical as the time ticks away, and we are midway through this first half. Ireland lead USA 1-0. USA on the attack at the moment. Ireland just have to make sure they stay alert, don't make any silly mistakes. But at the moment, Neil, it is really just one-way traffic.
Yeah, the Americans are starting to find the passing patterns, but they're not actually getting into the circle area. Irish are doing well to keep them in an outside channel, make good tackles, and then when they break, forcing the Americans into some stick tackles.
Yeah, but as we speak, a just classic example there. The umpire has had enough, and the American player, number 13, Emily Vold, will now watch from the sidelines for 2 minutes. So possibly an opportunity here for Ireland just to get themselves back in the game, settle things down, but it's never easy, is it?
No, and they just gave away the ball there as they moved it around the back, and the wide left defender just hit one straight into the middle for the Americans to pick up. They've just got to make sure that even if they don't get another goal in the next 2 minutes, they actually make the Americans work hard to get possession.
Yep, and Nicola Evans is doing her best to make that happen. And there we see Emily Vold sitting in the sin bin. She will have a 2-minute suspension at the moment. She's been familiar with that situation. She encountered that on a couple of occasions in the semi-final, so a tendency to possibly be a little bit rash. So that'll be something that Craig Parnham will not want to happen on too many occasions, because it does put additional pressure on the 10 players obviously left on the pitch. But at the moment, it is Ireland 1, USA 0 in the final match of this Women's Champions Challenge here at the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow. So a good steal there by Ireland, but they can't unfortunately maintain it. I think it was Katie Dillon initially stole the ball, but then turned it back over. The USA now have a little bit of time through Lauren Crandall, captain, to try and work the ball out. Gasol there, this winning sideline ball, and they'll be happy to keep the ball until they get back to full strength.
Great channeling there by Anna Flanagan, coming down that touchline, keeping the Americans out there and putting the ball out for a sideline, not allowing them to build up. But here's an opportunity for them to go wide and attack down the right-hand side.
So the numerical advantage now over for Ireland. It is all even Stevens. It is back to 11-a-side for the meantime. How long that will last, who only knows, but currently Ireland with the 1-goal advantage, scored just in the opening minutes of this match. They lead USA 1-0. Well, the umpire has seen an infringement, and this time it's the Irish player who is going to have a seat in the sin bin. It is number 10. Yep, Shirley McCaw, and she will now have to sit and watch. So Shirley McKay is in the sin bin, and she will be a loss for Ireland. She has been solid at the back as the Americans attack their circle down that right-hand side. Umpire signals for a long corner.
Yeah, that's a cheap one, isn't it? Just although she felt the ball hadn't gone out, to respond to the umpire and then, because of dissent, lose your place on the game for a couple of minutes. I think the Irish coach will be pretty disappointed at that.
Yeah, absolutely. It puts them under additional pressure. So Shirley McKay watching from the sin bin at the moment, and as Nichols fires one forward to Gonzalez on this left-hand side, trying to find a way into the Irish circle. They are battling hard. Anna Flanagan not giving up. The ball comes out to Nichols. She looks to smash it into the circle. Does take a deflection off the Irish stick. It's a long corner to the USA. They take it quickly, and Ireland took a wee while to get set up there, Neil, and that was something they're going to have to make sure they keep their concentration.
Yeah, absolutely. But then Captain Megan Fraser brings it out, just composure on the ball, draws a foul, and then manages to release the ball to Irish forwards.
So here come Ireland with an opportunity into the USA circle. Can't capitalise and get any outcome out of that. And as the USA break, forwards sprinting to get hold of the ball. Zelensky there now on the left wing. What can she produce? Looking for a short corner, but it's solid defending once again by the Irish at the back, and a loud blow from the umpire signals to the players, don't do any more of that, or you might watch from the sin bin as well.
I think the attack there, Rona, when the Americans picked up the ball and attacked, there was only 3 Americans in the Irish half with about 5 Irish, so they end up going one-on-one, and the Irish have the opportunity to double team when that happens. They need to get more numbers in the attack if they're going to actually create something.
So Ireland back to full strength. It is 11-a-side again. Rachel Dawson for the USA. linking up with Gonzalez this time. Zelensky on to Vitiz. She reverse sticks in, and a great chance for USA to equalise. What an opportunity. I think she didn't realise she probably had so much time and space. Keeper gets a touch, I think, and hopefully we'll be able to see that again on the replay, Neil.
Yeah, I think as a forward you would want to at least get that on target. Shot off the back foot, but not getting it on target, and I think hitting the Irish player.
Well, here we go, and yes, surely the equaliser, and there it is as we speak. USA convert one of their chances. It is a deserved goal, probably with the run of the pressure. USA equalise. We can see it here on the replay.
Good hit across. Unfortunate deflection, and everybody stopping, thinking that was going to be a penalty corner. Americans played on, and then really good control. Irish being penalised there for not taking the foul in the right place. The umpires being quite strict and not giving an extra advantage by allowing them to take the ball further forward.
So it is now all square again. Ireland 1, USA 1 as we approach the final 10 minutes of this first half. Zelensky getting the equaliser for the USA. And Neil, it just shows you that the change in the rule. She obviously brought the ball down on the other post, the ball above her head, but now with the rule change, that's obviously allowed to do that now.
Absolutely, and it's not come in all that long ago, Rona, so it's good to see the skills that the players have got. They've been able to practice this now, that actually it's just another skill that they're able to do.
So it is all square again here at the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow in this final match of the Women's Champions Challenge. Ireland took an early lead, but USA have been relentless in attack since that and got their just reward a few minutes ago. So it's Ireland 1, USA 1. USA really trying to capitalise now in the last 9-8 minutes of this first half. Can they convert another chance, another opportunity to go in ahead at half-time? Ireland, I'd imagine, Neil, will be quite happy if they can see themselves through to half-time at this scoreline.
Yeah, I think so. The you felt the goal was coming because the Americans were building up some good patterns and starting to get into the Irish circle. A wee bit more patience around the back four with the Americans now, and they're starting to find the midfield player and then the high forwards.
Yeah, and a great ball in from the Americans on the right-hand side, smashed into the circle, diving deflection, but it goes past the near post, but we can see it here again in the replay now.
Found a midfield player, found a high forward, takes stick back and puts the ball straight into the circle, diving for it. And that ball came from a back four possession. That's what Craig Parnell will be looking for his players to be able to do.
So Ireland now having to start again. Can they create another opportunity? They're finding life a bit more difficult at the moment. The USA are creating all the opportunities, and here comes Katie O'Donnell again round that left-hand touchline. She's in the Irish circle, but can't get a positive outcome on that occasion, but it's wave after a wave, Neil, of American attack at the moment.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that the other forwards aren't closer to her. When she drives along that baseline, and the first three players coming to the ball are all Irish. I think the American forwards need to be a little bit closer to each other so that when that ball does, what a fantastic ball there from
the captain, Lauren Crandall, and it allows USA a great opportunity on the reverse shot. The ball is still in the circle. Another reverse shot by the number 9 this time. Vitiz, Michelle Vitiz, but it goes flying over the bar. Yeah. But we can see here Zelensky driving, turning. It's a great shot and saved by the keeper, and USA can't capitalise on that opportunity.
as we said before, Rona, the ball was hit across the goalkeeper, so that when the save was made, the ball had to come into play. Fortunately, the Irish were covering their defence, and they were able to pick up the save from that. But some of the American forwards were in there as well, looking to see whether they could pick up that rebound.
So, with just over 6 minutes remaining in this first half, it certainly has created a lot of excitement. The crowd getting behind the players here. A dream start to the match by the Irish. They took the lead within the first few minutes and held on to it for a substantial amount of time, but it was the American pressure eventually told, and they got back on level terms. So as we approach the final 5 minutes of this game, will there be another goal before the half-time hooter goes? So Nichols, it's Camley playing it back to Gonzalez. He's quite happy just to buy your team a little bit time and space. It goes all the way back to Crandall, who's on the halfway line. The Irish players deep in their own half defending. So it gives the USA time just to bring the ball forward, pick their space. Crandall sees a channel, doesn't quite connect with it, but they get a fortunate break of the ball, win a free hit. So every Irish player now in their defending 23. They are desperate to hold on to this scoreline at the moment, but here come the Americans down the right-hand side. The ball smashed into the circle. It did find the Irish net, but the whistle had already gone. An infringement in there, so Ireland can breathe a sigh of relief.
Ball came over from the Americans. I'm not sure whether the umpire felt as it came into the circle, because it was lifted, it was dangerous coming in, and so blew it up before the deflection into the goal. But certainly the Americans wave after wave at the moment. Ooh.
So there comes the tackle there from Zelensky, but umpire allows it, so play continues.
Good substitution by Craig Parnham, took her off right away.
So we're into the final 4 minutes of this match in the first half. It is all square as it stands at the moment. Ireland won, USA won. Ireland started the brighter, they got their just reward, but it has been pretty much all America since then. So Ireland do get an opportunity to put the ball into the American circle, but unfortunately had crossed the sideline prior to that, so USA now.
Really good build up there, Rona, taking the ball from wide on the right, back through the centre and out to the left wing before the cross.
So both teams working hard. It's been a pretty frantic first half here at the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow. The final 3 minutes of this first half, USA still pressing, still looking for that second goal. Dawson reverse hits it forward, but lifts it on that occasion. So deemed dangerous by the umpire, so Ireland have a free hit, which Megan Fraser, their captain, will take. An unforced error from her allows Gonzalez to pick it up, but she does regain possession, but it's going back and forth at the moment. Dawson tidies it up in the midfield, out to wide on the right. Another early cross into the Irish circle, but funnily enough, Megan Fraser back there to mop up. And Ireland surviving this American pressure at the moment. We are into the final 2 minutes. There is another cross. Irish keeper called into action, but she only clears it as far as Sharkley, who earns the Americans a penalty corner. And Neil, this could be a crucial time in the match now.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeper kicked it straight to the American. Although you're putting it out wide, it should have been better trying to get it over the end line. Pulls the defender in, and then nice stick work to come in through between her legs. uncharacteristically, in the last couple of minutes, Megan Fraser's made 2 or 3 errors. I don't know whether it's tiredness, but she's such a key player, and it's just been unlike her to make a couple, but that's allowed the Americans to come into the game a bit.
So what can the USA do with this penalty corner? It has gone in. Nichols sweeping the ball off from the top, and it has found the back of the net. USA take the lead 2-1 with only seconds remaining in the first half.
Ball comes out to the nearer of the two setup, and the ball is swept back to the pusher, who comes in with a reverse stick. Crandall comes in and just lays it down in front of the logging goalkeeper. Really good option, worked well. And you can see it from here. Goalkeeper comes out, goes down. As they go down, the deflection of the ball of the pusher coming in, and here the Americans go again.
So the umpire doesn't, however, like that drive into the circle, and with seconds remaining, USA have taken the lead in this crucial final match. They lead Ireland 2-1, and it's going to certainly make for an interesting second half. As we hear the half-time hooter, it is USA who have regained the lead 2-1 against Ireland.
So, thank you, Rona. Thank you, Neil. What a pulsating half of hockey. Had everything going for it in that first half. And a fantastic start by the Irish. And then no amount of grit and determination to hold on to the lead, but just relentless pressure from the United States. They are paying off, and the half-time score, Ireland 1, United States 2. We're going to take literally a 30-second break, and when we come back from that break, we'll be looking over the highlights of that first half, and we'll also be taking a look at Rona's team of the tournament. Back in a few.
The best of Scotland is right on your doorstep this year. Hundreds of events are taking place across Scotland to celebrate Homecoming 2014. So you won't have to travel far to find them. Homecoming 2014, a year of brilliant moments right on your doorstep.
Well, welcome back to the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow, where some mementos are being tossed into this enthusiastic crowd by Louise from Scottish Hockey there. There's probably quite enough of that. So, half-time here, it's 2-1 to the United States. 1-0 was the Irish lead, and 2 quick goals by the Americans towards the end of that half has brought them the lead. Quite a dramatic turnaround in this final, and I'm sure plenty of drama still to come in the second half. We've been asking you all week to send us your tweets, and the tweets, I have to say, Rona and Neil, are absolutely flying in, not least regarding the Irish opener, which has brought some controversy.
Yeah, I think, Jack, it was about an interpretation of the rule, which as players we probably don't know it as well as some of the umpires.
Yes, a lot of opprobrium from the United States fans, not particularly pleased with the decision. But Rupert Christie at Ruppy99 on Twitter says, "I've been talking about that type of penalty corner for years. Bring it outside the dash and raise it. The defence don't know what to do." Well, let's take a look at it again and just remind ourselves of the opening goal. And Neil, you can talk us through it. Came from the short corner. Here it is now.
Absolutely, and it's a move that you used to do indoor. Everybody goes away, but the ball goes more than 5 metres, so when it comes into the circle, it's now open play. It can go any height. So once that goes in, as Rona talked about in one of the other goals, you're allowed to play it above shoulder height. The umpires have to blow as to whether it's got danger in it. There didn't seem to be, in the umpire's opinion, any danger, and therefore the deflection down into the goal was fine.
There we can see it from the reverse angle there, a rather errant shot of Craig Parnham just popping into a shot. It's well finished by Emma Smith.
Oh, it's a fantastic deflection in, but it's a ploy that used to be used in indoor hockey when the goalkeeper used to charge the top circle to let the ball come away and take the goalkeeper out of the play. Haven't seen it all that often in outdoor hockey, but that just shows you how effective it is in terms of upsetting the defence that's coming out, that they don't understand what's going on.
So the tweets continued through that period of Irish defence, and it really was a gritty defence. Kristen Thompson on Twitter says, head fake, body fake, hashtag skills by Irish captain. Entertaining good hockey can always justify procrastination. I think she was talking about the incident where Emma Smith might have held her hands to her face as if the American had followed, O'Donnell had followed through in her and got the decision from the umpire, and there was plenty of gamesmanship going on. It was a very physical, fast half, wasn't it, Rona?
Yeah, it certainly was, and I mean, I think you can expect a little bit of this when it's a final. Both teams obviously wanted to finish the tournament on high. There's a lot at stake, never mind the gold medal in this tournament, so there's going to be a little bit of niggle out there on the pitch, and to be fair, players are, expect that. They give as good as they get, and it's just managing those situations and just making sure it just doesn't get out of hand.
So the tweets continued to come in through that first half, and of course then there was Zelensky's equaliser. Very tidy finish, says Hook Hockey. Stephen Finlater here at the venue takes a high ball, beats Gray in one move before finishing. David, talk us through this goal, because Zelensky did very, very well. She improvised very well to control the ball, first of all, and then it was indeed, as Stephen Finlater says, a very tidy finish.
Yeah, the ball comes across, a bit of a deflection there. That looked as though it might have been a penalty corner, but the ball goes there, nice and high to control it, and then to follow it across the way. Good skills, great stick skills. Just shows now the three-dimensional that they're talking about, picking up the ball in the air.
You can just see it from the reverse angle here. Zelensky is... for my money, I have to say, played an absolutely blinding half, Rona, for the US. I think she's been the source of a lot of the exciting attacking play that we've seen, particularly in the latter stages of that second half.
Yeah, she certainly has. She's a strong physical player, and that was a good example of it there. Not only the first shot, but to dive in around the keeper. She's brave, and she got her just reward. But she's certainly been exciting going forward, and as you say, really been a thorn in the Irish defence, and created a number of opportunities for the USA.
So continuing through the Twitter stream in that first half, Natalie Ashman, who tweeted us during the US semi-finals, says... yes, been watching the game, but couldn't turn the sound on while in church.
Yeah, well, it's great to see that all over the world, wherever they are, people have an interest. So she'll just have to watch it later on, but I'm quite sure she'll see from the visual pictures just exactly what's happening.
So then we had the winner just on the stroke of half-time. Neil, let's take a look at that now.
Yeah, nice hard hit across with the deflection just in front to cause a real difficult chance.
My apologies, that was the goal that wasn't given. Then we had the short corner, and this is the goal that did count for the US.
Ball comes out to the top circle. That's a great deflection, and the deception from the sweep at the top circle didn't allow the goalkeeper to know exactly where the ball was going.
So Nichols has been credited with that goal. Apparently the US bench telling us that Crandall very honestly has put her hands up and said, I didn't get a touch on it. So it's just deflected over the goalkeeper. Rona, could the goalkeeper be doing...
Yeah,
hopefully be hoping to do a bit better there, Emma Gray?
Jack, now when you say that, the keeper will be disappointed, but Crandall probably just hovering in around there did enough to put the goalkeeper off, and I think it actually went in between her pads, and that's why it deflected high into the net.
So 2 minutes to go before the end of the half, and it's time for the moment of truth, Rona. You and I have been discussing this over the course of the day, and we've come up with what we think is the team of the tournament. Now, I must emphasise this is not an official FIH team of the tournament. This is Rona's team of the tournament, as you can see from the fact that she is the coach in the bottom corner. Talk talk us through this team, Rona, and why you've chosen some of these players.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously very difficult. There's not only these players that we've highlighted here. There's been a number of other great players throughout the tournament, but put on the spot, asked to pick a team, this is what I've come up with. So I thought Nikki Cocker was outstanding in the Scotland goal, particularly against Korea earlier on. Shirley McCabe, we've seen it in the Irish back line today, absolutely solid, and she's been instrumental in the Irish defence. Lauren Crandall, again in this match as we speak, influential for the Americans. Belgian, Stephanie de Groot, again a key player for that young Belgium side. She has grown as the tournament goes on. And to go through the rest very quickly, Riera of Spain, Clement, Fraser, all through the midfield. Baptiste, O'Donnell, again featuring in this game this afternoon. Park been outstanding for Korea, so it's very difficult to pick them out. Russell again was instrumental in the last match, and Reyes, Chamberlain, Mullen, Sargent, and finally Kim. I mean, it could be a number of players, to be honest, Jack. But
it could be. But I tell you what, Neil, what are your impressions of that team? You've got exactly 5 seconds to tell us over the start of the second half. The Irish starting, going from right to left, and Neil and Rona taking us through to full time. Neil, just your impressions on some of Rona's choices there?
Jack, I'm not brave enough to have any argument with Rona Simpson.
Well, let's see if there's any argument between you in the course of this second half. It's the last 35 minutes of play in the Women's Champions Challenge. The United States are 2-1 up on Ireland at half-time. Let's see what happens in the second half. And Rona and Neil will see you all the way through to conclusion.
Yep, thank you, Jack. It is going to be an interesting second half. Only 1 goal in it. Although Ireland trail, they will believe that with only 1 goal, there is always a chance that they can get back into this game. They've been behind Neil in previous games, so it won't face them too much. They will just stick to their game plan and try and get that equaliser.
Absolutely, and the fact that they scored within the first 5 minutes in the first half will give them a belief that, yeah, they can do it again. And already they start to press. A really good long ball from Megan Fraser down the right-hand side to a high forward pick-up. So they know they can get the ball into the danger area.
So USA is floating the ball forward, but it was a loose pass and it's broken for Ireland. And here they come. The first attack of the second half is loose in the American circle, but it does go over the baseline. So yeah, just some early warnings for the USA that they've got to keep them focused and keep concentrating every second in this game, Neil.
Absolutely, and I think if I was Craig Parnham, the one thing that would be slightly concerning to me is that they've not started well. In both halves, the Irish have had opportunities. Well, they scored in the first half in 2-3 minutes, and there's a couple of situations again within the first 2 minutes where they're up in the American circle. Going to the World Cup, where they've got a pretty strong group that they're in, the Americans are playing against Germany, England, China and Argentina. If they don't start well, then they're going to find themselves goals behind.
Absolutely. So here they come through Baptiste, O'Donnell, but she can't quite connect, and the ball rolls over the baseline at the Irish end. So it is a hit out to Ireland. Just working the ball across the back. Megan Fraser, their captain, as we said, she has been instrumental, but USA have it back. But a loose pass just thrown forward, no real connection intended with that one, allows Ireland to rebuild the ball out the back. But, Nichols stumbling over, but USA get the game restarted very quickly. She's throwing the ball to the right hand corner. Katie O'Donnell has to work pretty hard, but she does reach it and wins USA a long corner, keeping the pressure on the Irish circle. Comes all the way back out, trying to change the angle. It's with our captain Lauren Crandall now, who we believe didn't get a touch on that leading goal. It was credited to Nichols, so USA attacking that Irish circle again, but Ireland break out with Catherine Mullen trying to penetrate into the American half. And again, it's turned over. Rachel Dawson now linking up with Michelle Baptiste. Just throws the ball forward. And USA started a wee bit brighter now, Neil. Find their feet in the second half. So Ireland having to defend like their lives depend on it in these opening moments of the second half. USA really turning the screw, trying to find that third goal, which would really give Ireland an uphill battle. Here they come, trying to break forward. It's Emma Smith. But she unfortunately loses out, and that allows the USA just time to rebuild. And USA looking really to work this right-hand side, Neil.
Yeah, they're working very hard on it, but as you described earlier on too, there's really good evidence there of the forwards coming back, stick down, getting the ball and nudging it back to a midfield player.
So the ball makes its way back into the Ireland half. USA with another free hit. Back it comes all the way to Lauren Crandall, their captain, and all the Irish players in their own half. They're finding life pretty tough at the moment, but they're actually coping and forcing the Americans to hit that long ball, just ready to then step in front and pick it up.
Yeah, and as a coach, you'd be pretty disappointed if when you hit the long ball you kept finding the best player of the opposition. And that's something that I think, again, Craig would be quite disappointed in. 2 or 3 of the long balls, Megan Fraser just on the end of it, and the likelihood of her making a mistake isn't high. So I think they need to think about just exactly where they are trying to force the ball through.
Yeah, absolutely. She is a key player for the Irish. She has been solid throughout the tournament. And if USA want to find inroads, as you say, Neil, they're going to have to try and play the ball round her rather than through. And forward they come again. Over to Dawson on the left-hand side. She looks to fire the ball through this time. It does take a touch, so it will be an American long corner this time from the left-hand side. And, Ireland survive once again. Now trying to work it out the right-hand side attack, and they have got a bit of momentum here. Katie Dillon is trying to find Anna Flanagan. They don't quite connect, but they do have a sideline ball, and that allows Emma Smith just to step forward, and also allows some of the Irish players to get forward and support as well. So Ireland still have possession. Gillian Pinder now attacking that right-hand side, looking to get something out of it. She does win a long corner, so Ireland enjoying a little bit of pressure at the other end.
Americans got a strong zone round about that. The Irish now decide to go back and use their back 3 or 4 to switch totally to the other side with McKay, and then try and come into the circle from that side. Good opening, great opportunity.
Yeah, a good bit of team play, good build-up play there, Neil. Good forward pass, good lead by the forward. I think it was Nicola Evans, and then just finds the foot. We can see here in the replay.
Yeah, excellent ball into the circle, but that all came from a push-in that was in the 23 at the other side, and what they did was they moved the ball at pace all the way across the pitch to allow that opening into the circle on the left-hand side channel.
So absolutely crucial moment in the game for Ireland now. They might not get too many penalty corners, so they really need to make the most of these opportunities. So a bit of confusion there, didn't come quite outside the dotted line, and not quite convinced Ireland were ready there for that corner, Neil.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it was the push out or what it was, but there seemed a little bit of confusion at the top circle, and they didn't manage to take advantage of it as they did last time.
So Ireland cannot capitalise on that opportunity. USA breathe a sigh of relief.
I think what you and I would have asked for, Rona, was if it breaks down, I think the rule for us, for our players, is get another corner. And that didn't quite seem to happen.
So Dawson driving forward for USA, but runs into Megan Fraser, not the player she would want to run into, as she now breaks forward for Ireland, and the umpire has seen enough of that. She says, I don't want to see too many more of those. So America down a player, they are down to 10. It is number 14, Katie Rempecash, is going to take an enforced rest for 2 minutes. And they do break forward, however, through Gonzalez. USA with a sideline ball. And they will certainly be hoping to capitalise and to see this 2 minute period out, get back to full strength. And
Americans will be disappointed with that, Rona, because it was because they pushed the ball, or they took on the Irish captain, that they actually lost a player, because they had to go back into defence. And we've talked about it before, if you've got one really key player in the opposition, you try to play the ball around them, not go through them. You go through them, then it comes back with spades.
Yeah, Craig will hope that they learn from that. He will not want that situation to happen too often. Puts additional pressure on the 10 players obviously left on the field. It's Ireland surviving at the moment. USA still with that 1 goal advantage in this Women's Champions Challenge 1 final in Glasgow. A little bit of a risky ball there, but they do well, Ireland, just to play that back out and round. And looking to attack down this left-hand side. Gonzalez gets across for the Americans. It breaks kindly to Daly on the right-hand side now. She's looking for support. She's driving at the American circle, but outnumbered, and it's Crandall, the captain, that comes away with the ball and allows Katie O'Donnell now to attack down that left-hand side. And both teams back to full strength now. So the numerical advantage that the Irish had now no longer.
I think some really good composure from defenders coming out, Rona, isn't there? Fraser and Crandall, both of them on the ball. They don't waste very many balls.
No, they certainly don't, and it's just a sign of the experience of these two players who have been in this situation many times, and pretty tidy. They don't give too much away. And here come America down this right-hand side. Clumsy tackle, but the umpire allows play on, but it's inside the circle, and this time America are awarded a penalty corner, so it'll be interesting, Neil, to see what they do with this. Yeah, absolutely.
Good drive down, runs past the first defender, McKay, and then comes up against Fraser. Fraser body, umpire penalising for a body position. I think one of the things at the last corner, Rona, was whether Crandall actually got a touch or not. The fact of where she was took the goalkeeper's attention off the ball coming through, and made it really difficult to make that save. Yeah, absolutely. So let's see if USA can extend their lead. Out it comes. It was a deflection, and they have on the second phase, and I think this time it was Crandall. I think she will be credited with that goal. It was confirmed a minute or two ago that Nichols got the second goal, but a similar corner, and USA lead Ireland 3 goals to 1. Same corner, it's a sweep by Nichols into the goal, and then one of the American forwards just pulls the ball out from underneath the keeper and then flicks it over the prone goalkeeper. Yeah, it wasn't actually Crandall there who had the finishing touch. We can see it again from here. Goalkeeper goes down, logs, and the ball goes under her pads. the American forward has the foresight to drag it back and lift it over the keeper.
So it was actually Katie O'Donnell, the USA, who is credited with the third goal. A very calm finish. Goes into the keeper and just drags it out from the keeper. And yes, certainly justifying why she's in my team of the tournament. But now a real uphill struggle for the Irish, Neil. Just 21 minutes remaining in this game. 3-1 down. Do you see them coming back into it?
I think it's going to be difficult for them. The Americans have shown composure, they've showed a bit of control, and I think Craig has them quite well disciplined. We'll see whether they hold on to the ball for a while. I've been quite impressed with number 19 left back Caroline Nichols. She's been very steady, not a showy player, but she's the one that sweeps the corners. When Crandall goes off, she drops back into sweeper. She's not one of the showy players, but she doesn't get an awful lot wrong.
No, you're absolutely right, as you say, and you don't necessarily want a left back trying to overdo things in that kind of area of the pitch. She just does the simple things, but she does them very well. And USA attack again, long corner on the right-hand side, trying to work their way into the circle, but outnumbered by the Irish on this occasion. And it's Daly all the way back in her own defending quarter, trying to get the ball away, but it's pretty fast and furious down there. A few mistakes from the Irish. They're just feeling the pressure that the Americans are applying, and they're finding it pretty tough out there at the moment. Nichols thumping the ball forward, but no connection with O'Donnell on that occasion, so it will go for an Ireland hit out. And over it comes to O'Flynn. She looks for the early ball up the line, but again closed down quickly by the Americans. And Zelensky now attacking that right-hand side. A blocked tackle by Irish captain Megan Fraser. The ball will go for a long corner. And Matisse, just like a little bit of a Duracell bunny, she just keeps going and going and going. And we know the Americans are fit. We know they like to play at a high intensity, and I'm quite sure Craig Parnham will be quite happy with how the situation stands at the moment, Neil.
Yeah, absolutely. Great tackle by Megan Fraser when she ran in the first one, though. Very strong, just a great block. But the Irish are now getting slightly out-muscled in certain areas of the park. Not really being able to build things up. They've only got 2 players in the other half of the field just now, and need to try and just keep possession for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely. They're finding things pretty tough out there at the moment. Just see Craig Parnham, the USA coach, giving his players some instructions before they join the play. He will be quite happy the way proceedings stand at the moment, as the ball goes all the way back to Lauren Crandall, the USA captain. All the Irish players in their own half. They're trying to find a way back into this game. They're midway through the second half. If you have just joined us, it is USA 3, Ireland 1 in this final match of the Women's Champions Challenge here from the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow. So Rachel Dawson working the ball forward, now on the left-hand side of the attack. USA look to take it quickly, but it's not taken from the correct place, so umpires decide that it's a turnover of possession. Ireland now have a chance to get some players ahead of the game and relieve the pressure of that back line for some new vital seconds. A slip there from Michelle Harvey, almost let the Americans back in. They do have it again, and it's Matisse who has been putting in a power of work for the USA. She's looking for support. She brings it all the way back on that occasion, but a great ball forward, and here come America again, attacking that Irish circle. But again, it's Megan Fraser with a crucial tackle in her own circle, Neil.
Yes, and the Irish are relying more and more on her just now. If the Americans just switch the ball one more time, then they'll be attacking another person.
But here come Ireland all the way into the circle. It is a great ball across the goal mouth, but they just could not get the support there that they needed. It has and was a great opportunity. Nicola Evans driving the baseline, as you can see here, Neil.
Does really well, and then just lifts the ball into the danger area. Unfortunately, there are no Irish forwards there. The American defender gets the first touch and then builds up from there again. A great break, but just showing, unfortunately, that the Irish are having to do so much work defensively that when they do get the chance to go forward, they can't really get there in numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big ask for these players late in the game and also the tournament. But if they've got to turn this game round, they've got to get there. And a great opportunity for America. A similar situation at the end. The ball smashed in from the right-hand side, and diving players just couldn't quite get on the end of that. So it's pretty end-to-end stuff here in Glasgow. We are approaching the final 15 minutes of this match. USA lead Ireland 3-1, but as we've seen in previous games, there have been goals scored late on, so none of the teams can relax. Another great ball forward there from Megan Fraser, looking for Katie Dillon, but couldn't quite connect on that occasion. So here come Ireland again, attacking the USA right-hand pocket, but capitalise on that opportunity. USA quite comfortable, just working the ball out the back. They're in control of the game at the moment. That's an uncharacteristic mistake. Now Rachel Dawson allows the Irish opportunity to come back at them. They're trying hard to find an outcome down that right-hand side. Emma Smith on that occasion.
Good Irish pressure, not giving the Americans an easy outlet pass, and then eventually forcing the American player to lift it.
So here come Ireland, they are in the circle, looking for a foot, but it's good defending by Cassold, and that allows America to break back up the pitch. Just takes the pressure off the back line, and you can see it here on the replay, Neil.
Yeah, comes in, takes the ball, but a great steal by the American defender coming in on the front stick and just clearing it.
So, just over 13 minutes remaining. Gonzalez now for USA, attacking that right-hand side baseline. Takes a little touch off one of the Irish sticks, so it does go for USA long corner. Donald working away hard as ever, trying to find a little gap to break through, but doesn't find one on that occasion. And now Ireland trying to get the ball out the back, but Gonzalez now for America, space on the right-hand side, looks to reverse stick cross it, which she does, but a difficult pick-up there for the American player. A little clash. I think it was quite harsh, Neil. I don't think any player had real intent. I think they both just collided, but it is a yellow card for the American number 18, Michelle Cassold. So could this be a turning point in the game, Neil?
Well, the Irish have got the extra player. It depends on how the Americans do it. They've just given the ball away by flicking it down the other end. At least that makes the Irish bring it back the 90 metres up to the other end of the pitch. But the Irish have got to keep the possession.
Oh yeah, Ireland with the numerical advantage for the next 5 minutes. A yellow card signifies a minimum of a 5-minute suspension. So the USA are going to have to make sure they keep their full concentration. They have to work hard. They'll just want to keep the ball. They want to run the clock down till they get back to full strength. But they do attack the Irish circle, and a great opportunity and a good shot and save. It was Zelensky, I think, again with that, so it was Sharkey that time with the shot. Quite a comfortable save for the Irish keeper, Neil.
Yeah, good first save, but it didn't rebound very far. The American turned, hit it off the back foot. She was saying it came off one of the Irish girls, but umpire thought it was dangerous.
And here we have another situation. This is getting quite interesting. It is another yellow card for America. So they now have 2 players on yellow cards. It is Sharkey who is now going to be watching from the sin bin for a minimum of 5 minutes. It was just a deliberate takeout of the Irish player. So this really is now, Neil, quite testing times for the Americans.
Yeah, and as a coach, probably don't want this to happen in a final, but as you well know, Rona, as coaches we do what if scenarios, and one of them is what if we go down to 1 player, and some coaches do what if we go down by 2 players, and so it may well be that they've done practices on this. They'll probably play a half court and then try and make the Irish go down the outside and see if they can make the interceptions, but they won't. I wouldn't suspect they'll throw very many players forward.
So it is going to be an interesting couple of minutes. 2 American players in the sin bin, both yellow cards, so it's a minimum of 5 minutes. And Ireland now with a great opportunity. If they're going to get themselves back in this game, it has to happen now. 2-player advantage. They need a goal back to give themselves any chance in the remaining 10 minutes of this match. And they will be stepping, pushing forward. Nicola Daly trying to get into that American third. She now finds some support, and the umpire has awarded Ireland with a penalty corner. So it's going to be interesting. They must really capitalise on this, Neil.
Yeah, it was an off-the-ball thing. The umpire felt that Rachel Dawson used her weight to push over the Irish forward, who was coming to lead towards the ball, and just nudged her over as the ball went in. Irish really need to capitalise on this. It'll be interesting to see whether they go for a conventional corner or whether they go back to the one where they let the ball come all the way out.
Oh, here we go. It's all the way out to Megan Fraser. Can they repeat it again? The shot goes in. Nichols saves it off the line. It comes off the Irish player, so it is a hit out to America, who survive the attack, the penalty corner of the Irish. And you can see
it comes all the way out, and then Megan Fraser transfers it left. It's a good shot, but Caroline Nichols takes it in front of her goalkeeper under control. But the Irish are going to have to press. When the Americans have the ball at the back and playing it round the 3, the Irish can't play half court and expect to get the ball back. They're going to have to really step up and put the Americans under pressure when they have the ball in their own half.
Yeah, they certainly are. If they're going to get anything out of this game, they're going to get themselves back into it. We are into the final 8 minutes. Ireland have a numerical advantage. 2 USA players in the sin bin at the moment, so Ireland really need to make this phase of the game count to give themselves any chance in the closing minutes. Rachel Dawson penalised, or she thought she was, but it's just to take the ball back to the correct spot. And some valuable seconds, the Americans just ticking the clock down. They will be keen to get both of the players back on the pitch and back to full strength.
This is where it surprised me a little bit, Rona, because the Irish are staying off the American back three. They've got a two-player advantage, and they're really not stepping up and putting the back players under pressure to release the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a crucial phase, but Ireland probably not capitalise as much as they maybe would have wanted to. And as it stands into the final 7 minutes, it is USA 3, Ireland 1, and it is with the USA at the moment. Nichelle Dawson just floats the ball into the Irish circle. It's loose for a minute or two, and here come the USA again. A great opportunity to attack, even with limited numbers that they have, but Ireland breaking back. Dillon now trying to find a pass forward, but the USA players working extremely hard, and a loose ball by her allows America to pick it back up. Dawson just tidying things up in the midfield, and out it goes wide to Nichols. And USA now high in the Irish circle. Some lovely individual skills. Looking for a penalty corner, but not awarded on this occasion. So Ireland survive yet another American attack, and the ball bumped forward. Nichols just taking a knock there, and I think it was fortunate she had a glove on her hand there, Neil.
Absolutely, and that's the Irish overload now finished. The Americans are back to full 11 aside, and you'd have to say it's going to be difficult for Ireland to get anything now.
So,
Nichols again being a really useful player, moving the ball around the back, saving that penalty corner. She's been quite instrumental in what's happened in this game.
Yeah, she certainly has. She's played and featured highly, and we hear strong blow of the umpire's whistle again. This time it is a yellow card for the Irish player, Watkins, so she is going to now probably close to finish the game on the sin bin, but it swings and roundabouts in this game, Neil. Now Ireland outnumbered on the pitch, and surely an uphill real struggle for the Irish.
I think so. The Americans are still showing a really high tempo of energy in their tackling and their running off the ball, and so Irish struggling to keep up with it, as I think a lot of teams are. Great ball in, good save by the keeper, got him out and cut the angle down, and Irish helped pick up the rebound from it.
So we can see here in the replay, Neil.
Good through ball, and then into the free player. Not a good first touch, but a good shot. Keeper made themselves big, and Irish defence in there to pick up the rebound.
So just over 4 minutes remaining. Ireland backs against the wall. They trail by 2 goals to the USA at the moment, but certainly we know the Irish will not give up till that final hooter goes. We have seen in previous games how quickly games can turn around, how quickly goals can be scored, but certainly the USA, the happier of the two teams at the moment. And a great steal there from Katie O'Donnell. She is full of confidence, twisting and turning, breaking into the Irish circle. She has another opportunity, but the keeper comes out. Emma Gray, the Irish keeper, to smother that USA attack. Here they come again with the attack down the left-hand side.
Quite tired now, the Irish trying to find the one ball down the length of the park to beat the Americans, and they're just giving possession away on a regular basis.
So we're in the remaining couple of minutes, 2.5 minutes to go in this match. USA comfortable at the moment. A bit of argy-bargy there by both players, so The umpires allow the game to carry on. The ball is back with Batiz of the USA. She has put in a huge shift, as we would say, for her team this afternoon. And it is Crandall gets the game restarted, but it goes from one captain to the other. And Ireland win the free hit, but the umpire asks for the ball to come back. It is with Megan Fraser. And a mistake by her, an uncharacteristic mistake, going behind her fellow defender, means that USA can just casually stroll up the pitch. It was Nichols that will take the sideline ball into the Irish defending quarter again, and I'm quite sure USA, Neil, will just be quite happy to keep possession.
Yeah, and again, it's one of these what-if scenarios. We're 3-1 up in the cup final. We've got 2 minutes to go. What do we want to do with the ball? I think Craig will be happy that his players are getting the opportunity to try and do something. It's not often you get to a cup final, and to be able to just do what the plans are and practice it to see whether we're good enough at it.
Absolutely. So we are into the last minute. The crowd have been entertained, certainly, in this final match, if not all day. We can hear the pipes even joining in the action, but it looks as if USA just comfortable just to see this game out. Ireland really struggling against the pressure. USA are applying now with 30 seconds remaining. I think even for the Irish it's too much of an ask now, Neil.
Yes, and the Americans are still working incredibly hard to close the ball down and try and put the Irish defenders under pressure. I think Irish have got to be really proud of what they've done. I think Craig Parnham, the coach of the USA, will be very happy with these players. I think they're looking in good shape for the World Cup, but they're just keeping a hold of the ball for the last 4 or 5 seconds just to make sure that they don't give it away.
And there we hear the final whistle. USA win against Ireland 3-1. We can see the relief on the players' faces, and Craig Parnham says he will be delighted with the overall result in this tournament. And as you say, Neil, it is great preparation for the USA going into the World Cup. But although Ireland a little bit obviously despondent at the moment, when they look back and reflect on this tournament, they will be absolutely delighted that they're going home with a silver medal.
Oh, absolutely. They came into the tournament ranked 15 in the world, and to get to the final against teams that are ranked a lot higher than them, I think it's an incredible job. They'll be looking forward now to see how much they can build on this performance.
Yeah, they certainly will take a lot of heart from that. They have worked tireless throughout this tournament, and a great game to finish the tournament. USA 3-1 against Ireland in the final of this Women's Champions Challenge 1 here at the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow. And the players just shaking hands at the end of that entertaining match. The crowd, we can hear applauding them as they come off the pitch. They've entertained pretty much a full house here this evening, and the USA players jubilant. They're delighted with their afternoon's work. The Irish had to work extremely hard, but they certainly can take a lot of credit from their performance, not only today, Neil, but throughout the tournament.
Oh, absolutely. I think this is what the players thrive on, getting to a top-class competition like this, getting to play against top-class opposition. This is where you start to see whether all the work you're doing in training is starting to be successful or not.
So, Neil, we've seen a great, entertaining match. Your player of the match?
My player of the match is American number 21, Paige Selinsky. I thought she was absolutely incredible, the amount of energy and everything she showed throughout the game. She really drove them from midfield.
So we have down on pitch side the losing captain, Megan Fraser, and we're just going to hear her thoughts.
Hi Megan, unfortunately the result doesn't go for you tonight. However, you must be very, very proud of yourself and the way you played and the way that your team conducted themselves and the whole of your Irish squad.
Yeah, I mean, everyone from the girls on the pitch to our background staff, our managers, our coaches, and those guys over there, they've just been amazing. I couldn't really ask for more. I just think it's been a great tournament for us, a great base for our summer. We've got a lot of tests this summer, so we're ultimately working towards our World League 2 in March, so good base for that.
So if I put you in the position where you were 8-9 days ago, coming into this tournament, where would you have placed yourself?
We said a top 4 finish would have been amazing for us. I mean, we've succeeded that. We've had some great performances. I'm very proud of the girls.
You should be very proud of you girls. Your work rate was incredible. You fought to the very, very end. Congratulations, Ireland. Even although it wasn't a winning place, it was a tremendous performance. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
So there we hear the thoughts of the Irish captain, Megan Fraser. Ireland have certainly had a fantastic tournament. They'll reflect back and be delighted. And we're now going to go pitch side with the American player of the match.
Squad, that's a fantastic performance.
I'm so proud of these girls. It wasn't an easy tournament for us. I mean, we had our ups, we had our downs, but it was great to come out on top, and this is something we've never done before, so I'm really proud of these girls.
Okay, so that's a place in the Champions Trophy, which is a fantastic achievement. You've got a busy summer ahead. You've got the Olympic qualifying tournaments coming up. What are your thoughts now going forward?
We're just going to keep doing what we're doing. It seems to be working, so we're just going to keep playing together, keep practicing, and just keep working on what we need to work on and improving every day and in practice and bringing that forward into the games.
Excellent. So it's our player of the match this evening, Paige. Congratulations. Congratulations to the US team. Fantastic achievement. Great to have you in Scotland. Well done.
Thank you.
So we hear the thoughts there from Paige Shalensky, the player of the match in this evening's encounter, and we see both teams just getting a few little words from the coaches at this stage. It's been an entertaining game. Both teams will reflect back, and they'll certainly be able to take positives. Obviously USA delighted with the result, but they would have certainly expected that to be the result. Neil, coming into to the game, they would have hoped to certainly have beaten Ireland. They have so in convincing fashion at the end, but both teams will be able to take positives out of this game.
No, absolutely. And for the Americans, as Paige said there aren't a lot of winners in tournaments, and for the Americans to come out as top of this, you know what it's like. Winning breeds success, and so you get confidence from this. They'll go into the World Cup now in a really strong position. I think also for Ireland, I think Megan Fraser was saying they were looking for a top 4 finish. They achieved that. They got to the final. They'll reflect well on it, and as she says, they're now building towards World League next year.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can now catch our breath and take a look at some of the highlights from this evening's match. There certainly were plenty of them.
So Irish corner, and this is the one that came out beyond the circle. Lovely dummy, hit off the front foot, chopped it a little bit. What a great reaction from the Irish forward, though, to be able to deflect it downwards into the goal. It's a great fake by Megan Fraser, but she just chops the ball a little bit. Not what she meant to do, but great reaction from the forward now just to be able to knock that down into the backboard. Good cross over, reverse stick, and again, great peace of mind to be able to knock the ball back across the goal with that, to be able to then get to the far post. The first touch with the ball overhead could have gone anywhere, but what she manages to do is knock it away from the goalkeeper so she creates the space at the other side, and that's really good skill. Craig, unmoved by all that skill.
Yeah, absolutely, and we can just see the American coach there, Craig Parnham. He was pretty pleased with that effort, and that brought America back into the game, and here was their third goal.
Yeah, this is the penalty corner that Nichols sweeps. It looked initially as though Crandall had got a touch, but in the end people are suggesting it was Nichols. But I think the fact that Crandall was in, the fact that Crandall was in there, I think took the eye of the goalkeeper.
Absolutely, it was just enough to put the keeper off, and we see the last goal now, Neil.
Yeah, it's coming out again. Ball played into the Logan goalkeeper, and the American forward having the foresight to pull the ball back away from the Logan keeper and lift it into the goal.
So we can now go to pitch side where Janet Jack has the USA coach Craig Parnham. So let's hear his thoughts.
Craig, coach of the winning team, USA, here at the Champions Challenge in Glasgow. Thoughts on tonight's performance?
Yeah, delighted with the way we played tonight. Fantastic to get the result. We started off a little bit slowly and put ourselves in a bit of a difficulty early on, but came back and did a fantastic job to recover the situation, and pleased with the way we played throughout the game, actually, after that first spell.
You haven't been with the team that long and the squad that long, however you seem to have made great inroads into both their fitness and their performance. Any secrets?
We've just had time and access, and that's often the case. You know, we're very lucky that we've got a program that allows us to see the players all the time, and you know, we've got a great group of players, and they've got a great attitude, good spirit, and a lot of grit and determination. So, you know, with that you can get a lot done.
And I think that says a lot for your team, coming back from 1-0 down. 20 minutes of hard work to get it all together, and then really put a foot in the gas and get out there and show us what you've got.
Yeah, and they've done that time and time again, and as I said, they've got a fantastic attitude, and I think it's a long way to go for this group, and we're really excited to be part of it and see where we can end up.
Thanks very much, Craig.
Thank you.
So we hear the thoughts there of Craig Parnham, the coach of the winning team this evening, the USA. It's been certainly an entertaining day. We've had lots of exciting hockey and a great final match to round off the Women's Champions Challenge 1 here at the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow. So probably, Neil, the sort of end result that most people were expecting.
Yes, I think so. Having seen the Americans play that tempo all week, I think it would have been a big ask for Ireland to be able to stay with that throughout. I think the Americans are going well into the World Cup. They look in good shape, but they're playing a lot of really tough teams. We'll see how that pans out for them.
Yeah, thank you, Neil. So we can see there the full-time score in the Women's Champions Challenge 1 final. Ireland won, but USA come out on top, 3-1.
Thanks very much, Rona. Thanks very much, Neil. Yes, we're just pausing momentarily as we wait for the post-tournament presentation. What a fantastic final, what a fantastic performance by the United States. A really determined performance coming from behind and showing all the skills that we were expecting of this American team in the final. Let's just turn our attention back to Twitter. We've been asking you to tweet us throughout the day, and you have been in your droves, not just us, but the FIH in general, and Columbia Field Hockey saying, so proud of at USA Field Hockey and Nichols 19, congrats on an awesome performance. But similarly, plenty of congratulations also for the Irish. Karen Fennelly on Twitter saying, well done Ireland, proud to be Irish. And Stephen West as well done Green Army, great performances over the last few days. Centrefield Hockey in the States says, USA wins, and they do indeed. And it's just so fantastic to see so much support from around the world, whether you were in Cardiff or Australia or Aberdeen or even in church. as one of our viewers was. So we're just getting ready for the presentations now. And our officials our technical delegates will be making their way out first. And they'll be followed by all the teams and, of course, our medalists. Here we can see all of our delegates, the volunteers, the officials. And with all the excitement of what's happening on the pitch, it's really important also to remember all the stuff that happens off the pitch to make this tournament happen. And so many people involved from the point of view of volunteers, from ball boys, ball girls, the staff here from Glasgow 2014, from Glasgow Life, the officials who are rather uncharitably being heralded onto the pitch by the Imperial Death March from Star Wars. This is, of course, Star Wars Day, and Vinnie Bryson has been entertaining us throughout the day with Star Wars themed music. And now the teams. Now our teams coming onto the pitch. And unfortunately, the frivolity of Star Wars will be cut short by the pipe band, who I suspected aren't joining in with the Star Wars theme today, Rona.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a great excitement about the whole hockey stadium here, and it's a great atmosphere, great for the players, and the spectators so important at these events, and I think the players will certainly be very pleased with the support they've received throughout the tournament.
So India take their place on the left-hand side of the pitch as we face it here from the main stand. They're joined on the far side by Spain with a slightly delayed flag bearer there. And the next team out onto the pitch will be Korea. And Korea with their liaison officer behind the flag bearer, another of the volunteers. And next, Belgium coming onto the pitch from the right. There we see Belgium. So many great performances in that team as well over the course of this week. They look a little bit chilly out there in the rain, don't they, Rona?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. We've probably been quite fortunate, to be fair. It hasn't come to much, but hopefully if it can hold off for another 10 minutes or so, the presentations will all get completed before the dark clouds above us open fair and square.
Scottish flag bearer there. And then South Africa, the first of the medalists. And this time the pipe band will bring the teams onto the pitch. Just down in front of us on the halfway line before behind the technical officials. Leading out the bronze medalists, South Africa, led by their captain Marsha Cox and Lillian du Plessis behind her. Colette Dammons and Dirkie Chamberlain there, who had such a fantastic game today, with South Africa claiming the bronze medal in our afternoon game. And South Africa will be followed by the silver medalist, the gold medalist rather, the USA, the champions of this Women's Champions Challenge 1. Caroline Nichols there, the goal scorer. What a game she had today, Rona. I mean, really, we talked about a team of the tournament which we selected before the final. But today, Paige Zelensky and Caroline Nichols played out of their skin for that match. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, as we said, it could have been a number of players deserved to be in that team of the tournament. But I think, as you said, Caroline Nichols absolutely outstanding in the final for the USA. And she will be a key player, I'm quite sure, going forward and looking to build on certainly the solid performances that she's had throughout the tournament. She certainly was key for the USA in this afternoon's match. So the team's just making their way out. The pipe band, everyone enjoying a bit of the pipes and drums, the players clapping along. And some of these teams, particularly the teams travelled from further afield, possibly never heard the pipes and drums, so a nice experience for them, and hopefully something they will remember also from this tournament.
Ron, I think one of the things for me about the Americans today was that they had a number of players that they could play through. We're right, Caroline Nichols had a great game, but you always felt that they could go somewhere else. They could go to Dawson, they could distribute through Crandall, and they had a number of players, Whitmore and others, who were going to actually cause the Irish problems. For the Irish, Megan Fraser was the key player. You didn't feel that there was an awful lot that was going to go and come from other people within the team.
Yeah, absolutely. The depth in the American squad, as you say, there were more than Caroline Nichols out there this afternoon that could do a job. And I think over the 70 minutes certainly told its story. I mean, Megan Fraser was outstanding for Ireland as well, but just required that little extra bit of support possibly in that final match.
I would like to make a huge thank you to, again, all the parts of her.
So we're just watching the presentation now and the final stages of the Women's Champions Challenge 1 here in Glasgow. It's been a fascinating tournament. There has been some fantastic end-to-end hockey. As always in tournament hockey, there are the upsets, there are surprises, but you have to give credit to every single player, every single team, and all the coaches and staff for producing such quality teams. You can see the Scotland team on the screen at the moment. They have certainly produced some great performances, and Neil, they must be pretty pleased with their overall results and performances.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they came in looking for good performances. They maybe didn't win as many games as they hoped they would, but they certainly, the performances they put in, I think Gordon Shepherd will be pleased with. He's now got some tough decisions in the next month in terms of selecting 16 players. There are some left out of the 18 he had here. He's got to consider whether he looks at anybody else, but he's also got to lose 2 people from this.
Yeah, it's tough, and as a coach, you know, Neil, that is not a nice position to be in. We know how hard the players are working. They're fighting for that place that they want to be involved in the Commonwealth Games in the summer, back here at this very venue at Glasgow Green. So it's going to be a tough couple of weeks ahead for Gordon Shepherd, and it's always a tough position to be in as a coach, making those final selections.
Yes, I think this has been quite good for him though, because he's had a good build-up to this, and he's had a top-class tournament which he can actually judge his players against. And so from that perspective, he goes away with a little bit of knowledge about how good the players have been against good class opposition.
That is for sure, and Scotland have had a great opportunity to play against some world-class opposition. And as we just watch the presentations unfold, the volunteers and officials being thanked for all their efforts and contributions over the last week, because without the help of all these volunteers, the tournament certainly would not be able to run. So their help absolutely crucial, And Keith Joss just making a presentation to one of the volunteers, and it looks like the traditional shortbread, Neil.
Yeah, it looks like it. I don't think he's the first foot to the hockey centre, is he?
I don't think so, but I'm quite sure he'll go home tonight after a hard week's work and put his feet up and enjoy that with a cup of tea.
Our top goal scorer will be presented by Technical Director for the Commonwealth Games.
So we go now to the
top
goal scorer of the tournament, and that goes to the number 10 of Korea Park. She has been certainly instrumental in some of their successes for the Koreans throughout the tournament, and thoroughly deserved top goal scorer of the tournament, number 10, Park.
Yeah, and we said during the game today, Rona, that when she was off, Korea didn't seem to have the same thought. She works tirelessly back and forward in that forward line, and her skills to take people on one-on-one are outstanding.
Absolutely so. It is
Emma Gray from Ireland,
goalkeeper of the tournament, and that is going to Emma Gray of Ireland, and a lovely individual award for her. She has obviously been key in the success of the Irish team during this tournament. Every player plays their part, but sometimes the goalkeepers, it's such a crucial position. They can take a lot of credit at times, but it's also tough at the other end when they sometimes take a bit of the blame if it's a cheap goal. Neil.
No, absolutely. They always say at the back, if you make a mistake, everybody remembers it, but if you miss a goal up front, they don't remember it as much. But she had an excellent tournament, and nice to see it being rewarded.
So we see the individual awards being given out. Emily Bold wins the Champions Challenge Junior Player of the tournament, and she has had a solid tournament for the USA. They're enjoying the occasion.
And this goes to Megan Fraser from Ireland.
So there we have a popular decision there. Megan Fraser, the Irish captain, wins Best Player of the tournament. And I think on some of the evidence I've watched, not too many people could argue with that, Neil.
No, I think she's a very strong player. She dominates the Irish play, but she's also got good speed and she's got great stick work. Her decision making is very good, and as a coach, she's the sort of player that you would like to build your team around.
Absolutely, I'm sure the Irish would love to have more players of her ability and attitude on the pitch, and thoroughly deserved player of the tournament to the Irish captain, Megan Fraser. So they now move on to the medal presentations. The bronze medalists, South Africa, and we can see some of the volunteers just carrying the medals over there on a hockey stick. Another use for the hockey stick, Neil, just to help with the medal ceremonies.
Yes, the only thing that worries me is that Keith Joss quite close to it, and you're never quite sure what's going to happen if it's in his hands.
So here we can see the bronze medals being presented to the South African team. They certainly deserved their win earlier on this afternoon, and they will go home relatively pleased with their overall performance in the tournament, Neil.
I think they'll go home pleased that they've got the bronze medal. Their performance today, I'm not sure Giles will be as comfortable with it as the results suggest, but the South Africans are always a really hard-working team. You don't get easy wins against them, so they'll go back home, they'll have a week or so, and then they'll be ready for the World Cup when it comes around.
So the crowd joining in the entertainment and action here as the medal ceremony takes place. South Africa Champion Challenge won, bronze medalists, and the PA system put to good use this afternoon, geeing along the crowd. And as we go on to the silver medals, Ireland will go home the short journey across the water with a well-earned silver medal. They certainly deserve it, Neil, in their endeavour, nothing else throughout this tournament.
Well, absolutely, and if the Irish ever needed an excuse for a party, then a silver medal is certainly one. Nice to see them getting their medals from Paula Parks, a good pal of mine from Winnipeg in Canada. Nice to see her over here, and from Sheila Morrow, who I believe is one of the tournament directors for the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, absolutely, and I don't think I've ever known Ireland needing an excuse for a party, so I'm quite sure they will enjoy their celebrations tonight, and certainly deservedly so. They have a big following with them here in Glasgow, and the Irish always give 110%, never ever give up, and they have certainly worked tirelessly throughout this tournament and get their just reward at the end of the day.
Absolutely, and Rona, you know as well as I do that getting medals in tournaments like this is actually really important when you have to go back to your funding agencies and prove that you're getting success and you're looking for money to develop the programme. If you can go and show that you've medalled against top-class opposition, then the funders look at that with great sympathy and hopefully will fund the programme at that level for another year or so.
And thanks, Neil. I only managed to catch about half of that as the PA booms into action again. The Irish singing and dancing in the stands. They are certainly enjoying their afternoon. There we can see them on the screen. And Ireland Champions Challenge 1 silver medalists. They are thoroughly enjoying the occasion here at Glasgow Green this afternoon. Now on to the gold medalists and tournament winners. The USA, and probably deservedly so in this afternoon's performance.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think they'll go away, Craig will go away really pleased knowing where his preparations are just now. He's come against some of the teams that are ranked round about them, Korea who are ranked above them, and they've come out saying absolutely what they're going to do. So he'll be ready for the World Cup now. Not long to go, but they're in good shape.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're home for about 3 weeks and probably get a little bit of downtime for a few days and then back into full-time training. They moved over to the East Coast last year, over to Lancaster, and the USA players all in full-time training. But as you say, Neil, Craig Parnham, a little sneaky smile on his face. He will be pretty chuffed going home tomorrow how this tournament has panned out for them. And that'll give them a lot of confidence looking forward to the World Cup.
No, absolutely. I remember doing some work with Lenny McCaig when he was the men's coach in America, and they won an indoor tournament in the UK. I think it was the Birmingham Midshires. And he said, look, we're going home to America as winners. It's not often the American field hockey teams go home having won something. So that'll just put them with the United States Olympic Committee in a really good place. The programme's in a really strong place just now, and it'll put them with a lot of confidence moving into the World Cup.
Absolutely. So we see on the screen there the United States, the gold medalists from this Champions Challenge 1. All the players enjoying the medal ceremonies, enjoying the occasion, and we see the bottle of bubbly just burst open there from the USA captain, and that's certainly the pitch christened now, Neil, with that celebration.
Yeah, absolutely, and if you look round at the Scottish team and some of the others, they're looking at that going, that needs to be us sometime soon. And the Scottish guys will be looking at that and going, come the Commonwealth Games, 23rd of July to the 3rd of August, we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we're one of these medalists.
Yeah, absolutely. The national anthem now of the winning nation, USA. you to the final arm, but they heard it there in full voice.
Wow, doesn't it just give you a buzz when you're involved in the sport? We're both still playing at a level, but you see the winners, you get their national anthem, and I don't know, for me I still get the goosebumps, the hairs on the back of my neck, because fantastic. We know the work that they put in to get there. You know how hard the coaches work with them, and to see them doing good things, making good connections, making good decisions, and finishing off by winning a tournament, best feeling you can get.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see little clip of the part of the USA coaches that national anthem was being played, and he'd be proud of his players and what they've achieved over the last week. So as the players leave the field, it is the conclusion to what has been a fantastic Champions Challenge 1 here from the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow. We just see the winners of USA on the screen there, big smiles from all of them, they're delighted with the overall performance.
So my thanks to Rona and to Neil for their sterling shift over the course of this quite remarkable day of hockey. What a fantastic image there. The United States team thoroughly delighted with their win. They will take most of the plaudits, but you have to tip your hat to their Irish counterparts who showed such battle, such determination in that final and throughout the tournament. And you can see now the South African bronze medalists coming in to shake the hands of our champions, the United States of America. It's been a phenomenal 10 days of hockey here in Glasgow, and delighted to report that at the last count before today's final session, more than 100,000 views for this women's tournament, which is an absolutely brilliant achievement by you, the viewer at home, and it's really been a pleasure having you with us over the course of the 10 days. Thank you for your tweets, thank you for your comments on YouTube, thank you for being a part of our coverage and showing such wholehearted support for your country, whoever they may be. That concludes the end of 10 days of wonderful coverage of hockey here at the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow. It's just the start of a brilliant summer of sport and culture here in Glasgow, and we hope if you've been inspired by what you've seen in this city that you'll consider a visit here. My thanks finally to the event partners, to Glasgow Life, to Event Scotland, to NCS, to Ginger Grouse, to Hero, and to the government of Argentina, whose unstinting support over the course of this event and in the preparation for it has allowed us to bring you coverage, live coverage and exclusive coverage of this Women's Champions Challenge event. My thanks to all the commentators throughout the 10 days, both for the women's and men's events, to Graham Dunlop and Fraser Hurst, Vishal Marwaha, to Lee Cousins, to Mark Ralph, and the many others who've taken time to come into the commentary box and lend their analysis and insight to this coverage. My thanks also to the Kwipu TV production team, to all our cameramen, editors, and to Mike Stanger, Janet Jack, our pitch side reporters throughout the week. It's been my pleasure to be your host for the last 10 days, and a fitting way to end is just to show you these last images of both the silver medalists and the gold medalists celebrating on the pitch. This has been a Kwipu TV production for Scottish Hockey and the FIH. And from me, Jack McGill, here at the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow, I wish you a very good evening.
The best of Scotland is right on your doorstep this year. Hundreds of events are taking place across Scotland to celebrate Homecoming 2014. So you won't have to travel far to find them. Homecoming 2014, a year of brilliant moments right on your doorstep.